Hello, matey. Today I've got a nice one for you. Let's go to the table and I'll show you how to make those treasure chests.
Hey crafters, the material we're going to use today is this very thin cardboard. You can see the corrugation is very small. This box I got free at the post office, and then I have another one that I got somewhere else. And it's the same type of cardboard essentially, it's just that really thin, small corrugation cardboard. So now I've taken a piece and I've marked it, and I've got columns and they're 3/4 of an inch long by 1/2 inch wide. Okay? So now you can see I've marked these up. And the reason I did that is because I want to make boxes out of these. I've also marked a 1/16 of an inch mark on the end of those, and I want to do a slant out from each of those because I want to make the box a bit slanted itself. So I'll just cut these out. Now you can see I've got three boxes on that sheet of cardboard, but I'm just going to cut one out now. So I'm just carefully cutting out the pieces that I'm getting rid of, and now I've got the box shape there with the slants on the end. Now I'm going to take my box cutter and just score these edges. I'm not going to cut all the way through. This will just make it easier to fold this, and you can even use a protractor to help you fold it. And there we go, we got a nice box shape there, and we'll put that together. But first I want to do the lid. So I've got this cardboard I've cut, and if you see my barrel vid DM's Craft number 106, you know it'll show you how to do this. So now I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch on this piece, and I'll measure across and then cut it out. And this will be my treasure chest lid. Okay, you see how it's nice how it bends like that. Now I've got another piece of the thin cardboard, and I need to do the edges of the lid. So I'm going to use a dime, just a regular dime, and measure around it, or draw around it, actually in a circle. I'm just using it as a blank to draw around. And I'm going to measure those in half, and I'll just mark where the halfway point is, so I know where to cut. So I can cut those in half, and I'll have half a circle for each side of the treasure chest lid. Okay, so now I'll cut the rest of those out, and I'll be set. Okay, so here's my treasure chest box, and I'm going to put this thing together. So I'm going to use my small glue gun. I don't want too much glue on this. You want to be really careful about how much glue you put on there. So I'm just going to glue the one side there. And just hold it long enough to hold. Same with the other one. And see, I've got a bit of a slant on that, which is nice. It's not just a straight up and down box. Okay. So now I'll just hold the other end, and it's all set. I've got my box. But I do have those extra bits at the top there, okay? And I definitely don't want those, so I'm going to use my scissors and cut them out. Now this is nice because I didn't really have to measure it. I can just cut it afterwards. So that's why I just left them long like that. Then if I made a mistake, it wouldn't be like, oh darn it, now I have to do it over. So there we go. I've got a nice box there for my treasure chest. And now I'm going to do the lid. So I've got this cut piece of cardboard. So I'm going to measure 6 pieces in, 6 corrugation pieces in, and just cut it off. And I can twist it, and I'm going to put those on the ends. Okay. I'll just twist it up, get a nice round shape, put a little bit of hot glue on there, don't want too much, and then just hold it until it sets, and it's all good to go. Now you can see this is a little bit over the edge too, but I can cut that off. So here I've got, yeah, you see that? It's coming over the edge. So I'm going to take my scissors, and just like the box itself, I'll just cut that excess off. Okay. So it's always nice to have extra than too little, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so easy peasy. Now we have our lid to the treasure chest. Now I'll get the box and pop the lid on there, you can see. So we got a nice little chest there. And that was super easy to do. Really, really easy. Okay. So now that we've got our pieces, we're going to cover up the corrugation with some white glue. The corrugation is so small that if you run the white glue around the edges, it'll cover that up. It'll actually fill that corrugation in, which is a really nice thing on this small thin cardboard, and then there's some on the edge. I can cover that up. So yeah, there we go, easy. And I'll just let it dry. Okay, now I got my piece, my bottom and my top. Now I want to give this some weight because it's just thin cardboard. It's just essentially paper. So I'm going to squirt a hot glue in there and put a bolt in there. Or a nut, I'm sorry. I put a nut in there and I'll just glue the lid right on. So that's my closed treasure chest. So basic shape there. And then I've got another one. I want to do an open one, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a nut in there, and I'm going to put a little more glue this time because I want to put treasure in this box. So I'm going to glue the lid on with the hot glue at an angle so it looks like it's open, and be all set. So we're ready. So now I'm going to kind of reinforce that edge with a little bit of white glue, and I'll be ready for the next step. Hey crafters, I hope you liked the vid. Make sure you watch part 2 to finish up the chest. Also, make sure to give Scotty a like if you did like the video. Also, check out my Facebook page. Links are below. Check out my Facebook page and forum. Great folks on there. Very friendly community. And last but not least, go forth and craft.